Welcome. Welcome to Book Club, everyone. Power of consent. Reminder that this is not legal advice. Please go and get professional legal advice if you need it. I don't know why I'm getting doorbells like Doc Cotton's at my door. Some new thing on Zoom. I'll fix that afterwards. People coming in late. But welcome to you all to YouTube. Please follow, like, and subscribe to our YouTube channel, Power of Consent. Let's just go ahead and see what's going on. There's stuff happening in America with these. I didn't know there was Irish rights, but US and Irish rights, it says here. So let's treat Book Club Power of Consent as the petrol station when we stop by and get refueled and get reminded not to fall asleep. Okay, let's go.
Using your driving license against you. The Public Authorities Fraud, Error and Recovery Bill is just going through at the moment. There's going to be going through Parliament. So here's 5 things that they've announced, and then we're going to go on to some other things, and I'll back all of this up with evidence. I'll even show you what ChatGPT has validated it all as well. So the first point then is secret bank surveillance mass financial system.
Wow.
So the DWP, I think that's the Department for Work and Pensions, will be able to demand access to your bank account, including...
What legislation does that violate or breach? Real quick, you can unmute yourselves. What legislation does that violate or breach? You can put it in the chat, then we'll just carry on.
Oh.
Okay, go ahead. Yeah, what violation, what legislation?
Is it data protection?
Yes, that's right. Exactly, that's right.
Balances, transactions.
Thank you, sis.
Almost everything without telling you. So they don't need a warrant, anything like this under these new measures. There's no warning, no warrant, nothing. And they say this is for anyone who's claimed any sort of benefits in the past, or even if let's say you put in for a COVID grant, furlough, anything. It includes all of these things. So it's pretty much everyone that they're saying this is all around benefits fraud.
Rubbish.
But you can see that it isn't specific, which means it's
absolute poppycock, absolute garbage. See, this is why we need to become a body and tell our MPs what to do, not ask, tell.
Okay. And when things are loose, they can use this as a kind of loophole. Number 2, they're going to be able to seize money directly from your bank account or your wages via your employer. So there's going to be a new sort of thing around your employer. No court hearings, there's no defense.
Wow.
You will be you'll be guilty until proven innocent. So you have to prove that you haven't done anything wrong so that you can get the money back. Number 3, losing your driving license. If you owe the government or local authority money...
Now we know what the word license means. We know what the word driver and license means. If you've been subscribing to this channel, then you know what those words mean. Or if you listen to other channels, you know what those words mean.
Or anything. This can even be a penalty notice on your vehicle. They can...
Okay, so that's pretty... Listen, we've been warning about this. We've spoke about the Digital Strawman, didn't we not? Welcome, everyone. Welcome, Samba. See you in Gambia. We have a guest from West Africa here with us. And that's where heaven is. I can see him. I see you, my brother. And that's where it's at. Beautiful country, smiling coast of Gambia. You know, where they don't have to pay for parking tickets. He's listening to this saying absolutely ridiculous. We're going to do questions, and if you've got any points, make a quick point, because we're going to go straight into the reading of the book. Pauline, we're not going to spend too long speaking other than reading, because we've just begun. But go ahead, sis. Pauline, go ahead. Unmute yourself.
Sorry. Well, I was trying to put it in the chat and I couldn't.
Go ahead. Say it, sister.
Okay. Another breach is a breach where you're supposed to be found guilty by your peers. So you're supposed to be given, allowed to give in a court case. So they cannot just find you guilty like that without giving you been going through the process.
Yeah, I think you're right in essence. I think what you're saying is that found to be judged
Yes.
a jury of your peers. Yeah, yeah.
Yes, because
yeah.
what they're trying to do
Yes.
is trying to you know, when you're talking, when
Yes.
that was going, I
Yeah.
thought, wow, alarm bells.
Okay. Absolutely right.
I'll leave it. I'll
Absolutely right.
leave it now. I won't go interrupt again. Thank you.
Thank you, sister. Thank you. So, yeah, so this is why book club is important. It's either you're going to bow down, talking to the people now in YouTube world and Zoom world, or you're going to stand up and pass it on the troubles and woes to your children like the cowards some people are. I'm just talking straight. You're either going to take up the mantle, learn, re-educate ourselves, or pass on the burden to your children and become a coward, and have no respect from them. Mommy, daddy, why didn't you stand up? Why didn't you educate yourself? You had Chat GPT, you had Google, you had everything in the palm of your hands, but you're too busy. You were working, you were raving, you were partying. This was happening. You made too many excuses, just like those people in the Bible. So don't be one of those people that make excuses today, people. Let's not make no excuses. We spoke last week in book club on Mr. Banker, Mr. Government, and the two differences between those people, Mr. Banker and Mr. Government. Just real quickly, who has more power or more authority? Mr. Banker or Mr. Banker or Mr. Government? Go ahead, real quick. Anyone?
Mr. Banker.
Right. Why? Why does Mr. Banker have more power, Nikima?
Because they hold the money, and that's what's it's all private, isn't it? That's running the country.
They hold the money. Okay. Yes.
No, they hold the money, yeah, and it's a private.
Yes.
It's run by private entities and
yes, that's right. That's right. There you go. Okay, that's correct. Mr. Banker holds more power than Mr. Government. Let's get back to reading. We're almost finished. We tried to open up this safe share link last Thursday. That was not successful. We read through this part here, Madeleine Albright, Richard Nixon. We spoke into or read into the petrodollar, the dinar, which is the name of the gold that Muammar Gaddafi tried to nationalize. Petrodollar, they gave notes and didn't back up their notes, the US government, with gold. They lied to the EU at the time, the EU, that's right. This is Madeleine, the demon Albright, who oversaw the United States of America and tragic things like this happened to babies like this. And I'm telling you, if you think it's just apartheid in Israel or South Africa and other parts of the world, and it's not coming to sweet old England, you've got another thing coming. As a matter of fact, it's already here. You know, we have friends and family in Gambia who do want to come to England. I said, listen, you've got the absolute gold and heaven and land right there in Africa. So where was we last week? Is Sister Carol here? Would you like to read with your beautiful, illustrious voice? I'm very sure people on YouTube are very fed up with hearing my silky voice, and they want to hear a silkier voice. So we have any volunteers to read? Last week we did have a smashing book club. So Carol, are you there? You can unmute yourself or any other.
Greetings, family.
There she is. Go ahead, Queen.
Yeah, I don't mind. My internet is a little bit weak at times, so bear with me.
It sounds strong to me right now.
Finished on page. Okay, so finished on page 45 last week, I believe. The end of page 45.
End of, you sure? Okay, yes. See?
Yeah,
what would I do without you, Carol? What would I do without my sisters, man? Okay. Right, so
okay, could you make it a bit bigger, please, Brother Paul?
Sure. There's the magnifier plus. Welcome, everyone. Just want to give a quick call to everyone. Carol, Pauline, Daisy, Dina, Mon, Miss Oswald, Nikima. Yes, Yinka, my good friend Yinka, who has a business in CMOS. CMOS is very the remedy qualities in CMOS is Awesome. Shul Muhammad, salam alaikum. Samba, all the way in Gambia, West Africa. Listen, I don't know, you know, I don't expose him, but this brother is going to be big in the game when it comes to politics in the motherland. And we're going to support him. So go ahead, Carol.
Okay, what are our chances?
All right, let me just mute. Okay, go ahead. I just muted the brother there.
Okay, can we change course? Also, the wrong question. The odds don't matter anymore. If you understand what we are facing, then you have a moral responsibility to do everything in your power to alter the course we are on, regardless of the odds. It is only when you stop basing your involvement on the chances of your success that success actually becomes possible. To strip the ill-begotten power from the financial elites and bring these criminal cartels to justice, we require nothing less than a revolution. The government is not going to save us. The government is completely infiltrated and corrupt to the core. Looking to them for a solution at this point is utterly naive.
Let me quickly interject there. So, just mute you for a second. So the fact is, I just said, are you going to leave it to your children? Do you still have a mindset of, oh, daddy and mommy government is going to look after me? They're not that wicked. They go gaga gaga. You are sadly mistaken. So people that are on universal credit, by the way, which is accessing your private account, we went into that last week in book club, you are now being given, or they want to get into people's bank accounts, private accounts. So what we need to do is contact the banks and write to them and say, we do not consent with our information being shared with a third party. And I was speaking with a friend who was telling me that the universal credit people wanted to look into an account. And I said, well, that's a violation of your GDPR. Why? Do they suspect fraud? See, this is like the movie Minority Report by Tom Cruise. Big up Tom Cruise, man. Love his movies. Some of them, most of them. Great actor. In that movie, Minority Report, they're talking about arresting people before they actually did the crime. See, this is called pre-programming, predictive programming, where they plant the seed in people's minds that this is what the kind of tech they're going to use in the future, which is now, by the way. So people, let us concentrate, let us soak in this knowledge and game so we can help ourselves and each other and our children. Sorry, Sister Carol, go ahead and mute yourself. I won't interrupt you. Go ahead. So we was, Sister Carol, sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, you there?
Yeah.
Sorry,
Can you hear me? There are 3 stages of revolution and they are sequential. Stage 1 is already on the way. Stage 1 is ideological resistance. In this stage, we have to actively work to wake up as many people are possibly about what is happening and the direction we are headed. All revolutions originate from a shift in the mindset of the population, and no other meaningful resistance is possible without it.
That's right.
Success in this stage of the game can be measured by the contagion of ideas. When idea reaches critical mass, it begins to spread on its own and seeps into all levels of society. In order to achieve that contagion, we need more people in this fight. We need more people speaking up, making videos, writing articles, getting this information onto the national and international stage. And we especially need to reach the police and the military.
Okay. There you go. And the military.
Disobey.
Right. Disobey. Can I just say something real quick? Disobedience to tyrants is obedience to God. I'm going to say that again. Disobedience or rebellion to tyrants is obedience to God. Obedience to God is not just about going to church or to the mosque or to the synagogue or to the temple or acting pious. It's actually being a rebel to the system lawfully, I would add. Not anarchy, not violence, not mashing down shops, yeah? But disobedience to the system, fighting and challenging the system. is obedience to the Most High. We're almost finished. Okay, go ahead. I lied. Sorry, Sister Carol, I interrupted you. Sorry.
Also, okay, stage 2 is civil disobedience, also known as non-violent resistance. In this stage, you put your money where your mouth is, or more accurately, you withhold your money and your obedience from the government, and you do everything in your power to bring the gears of the state to a halt. Practiced in mass, this method alone is often enough to bring a regime to its knees. However, it fails at this stage. Stage 3.
Stage 3 is inevitable. Is that where you're at? Okay, Carol, are you there? Okay, I think Carol's gone. Was it me? Okay, so stage 3 is direct physical resistance. Direct physical resistance is the last resort, and it should be avoided. I just said that, and delayed as long as possible, and only evoked when all other options have been thoroughly exhausted. Sister Carol, are you there? There are those who talk tough and claim that they will resist when the time comes. But what they fail to realize is that if you are inactive during the first 2 stages and save your efforts for the last resistance, then you will fail. You can jump in whenever you want, Carol. So yeah, like a lot of us, especially from my community, they'll say, oh yeah, if I was around in slavery, I would have fought back. And I look at some people and say, no, you wouldn't, because you're not fighting now. And slavery, as the book said at the very inception of this book, it said slavery is not about chattel slavery is, but we're still in another form of slavery. Go ahead, Sister Carol. And this is a picture of the Nazis. Right, okay. Go ahead, Sister Carol.
When the Nazis were moving from door to door, dragging people out of their homes in Germany, that was the time to fight back physically. But due to the lack of ideological resistance and civil disobedience leading up to that moment, even an armed uprising would have likely failed at that point. An armed uprising can only succeed if the people have established an attitude of active resistance. And active resistance is only possible when their minds have broken free from the mainstream propaganda. If you want to fight back, then it is now or never. You're not going to get another chance, and the stakes are far, far higher than they were in Nazi Germany.
Why were they far higher? Why are the stakes far higher now than it was in Nazi Germany? Because Nazi Germany was a terrible time. And we're actually coming to the close of this book. Woo.
Oh, wow, finished.
Oh yeah.
Amazing.
So why was Nazi Germany? Why was Nazi, and why is it now that the stakes are far more higher than they were in Nazi Germany? Why are the stakes more higher? Think about it, people. Think about it. I know people are just jumping in now. We are kind of closing up on this book, but we're still here. Now, just looking at these links, let's look at this. It's March 2015, full disclosure by the Honorable Paul T. Hellyer explains the 9/11 attacks and the erosion of the human rights, the dishonesty of the world's financial system, the fact that there is a hidden government inside the American government, one which is more powerful than the elected president, and much more. You can go back to our previous videos and see where we break it down in this book. But just hopefully these links will work. Let's have a look. Let's have a look, Jenna, at these last couple of pages of the book, Meet Your Strawman. All right. Alrighty then. It's not available. There you have it. Right. Who wants to place a bet that this one's not available? But then again, we can still do this. Let me do this. All right. Let me do this instead. Let me do this real quick, family. Bear with me as I get up this link for YouTube. Please follow, like, and subscribe the YouTube channel that we, okay. Follow, like, okay, Defense Minister Paul Hellyer. Let's go with this, what we found in the book. Okay, Hannibal TV. All right. Interesting. Let me show you what I can see here, family. Bear with me. All right, let me just line this up properly. Let me show you what I got. Let me show you what I got. Okay. Thank you everyone for joining. You know, it's a absolute miracle that we can all join together and read. So this seems to be, dude. Yes, Defense Minister Paul Hellyer in depth interview.
My name is Paul Hellyer, former Minister of National Defence for Canada, and I'm about to do an interview for the Hannibal TV. I'm with Paul Hellyer here. He is Honorable Paul Hellyer, former Minister of National Defence of Canada, former Minister of Transport, and
I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll just post this I'll post this actual link in the chat. And for those of you on YouTube, there you go. Go and check that out for yourself. Defense Minister Paul Hellyer in-depth interview. That way I'm bigging up Hannibal TV, so they better big us up back with their 459,000 subscribers. Okay, so that's in the chat. Let's just have another look at the book, because we're closing out on this book now, and I advise everyone for you to all go and read up on Meet Your Strawman, your legal fiction, which okay, so let's look at this. There's more. Crimes against humanity. By the way, slavery should be in the last part, you know, as a major crime against humanity as well, since all of these are. Yeah. 2015, the international, I think that should have, Tribunal for Natural Justice been set up. Interesting. The committee. Okay. All right. Well, let's just see if that link works real quick. And if, as we close out in this book, do we have any points or questions that people want to? Okay, this is someone that set up a website on an international tribunal, excuse me, for natural justice. Natural justice. Justice is justice, in my opinion. Justice is justice, but at the moment it's just ice. Okay, Your Strawman. We've got other links here. All right. Interesting. Go and look at these things for yourself in your own time. The Guardian, comment free, Truth Money. Okay. There's articles here that you can go and look at in the book. This article, 2014. Wow. Okay. The truth is out. Money is just an IOU. And the banks are rolling in it. The Guardian. There you have it. So if you don't believe me, if you don't believe the words in David E. Robinson's book, Meet Your Strawman, then maybe you believe the Guardian. We've been telling it, when I say us, I'm involved in that. Stop calling paper money money. Stop it. When you're going to work, you're not working for money. You're working for IOUs. Basically, you're going to work for nothing. Yeah. You're going to work for nothing. Well, then again, we're going to work for what we put value on and what the rest of the system puts value on, as my good brother Sean says. But in its essence, it's an IOU, it's worth nothing. Look at what we've been reading in book club, and look what's come up here. Back in the 1930s, Henry Ford is supposed to have remarked that it was a good thing that most Americans didn't know how banking really works. That's what Henry Ford said, because if they did, there would be a revolution before tomorrow morning. Oh, last week, something remarkable happened in the Bank of England. The cat was out of the bag, out of the bag, in a paper called Money Creation in Modern Economy, co-authored by 3 economists from the bank's Monetary Analysis Directorate. They stated outright that most common assumptions of how banking works are simply wrong. They're not teaching this in school. And that the kind of populist, heterodox positions more ordinarily associated with the groups such as Occupy Wall Street are correct. In doing so, they have effectively thrown the entire theoretical basis.
Met you through The Hidden Truth.
Bless you, bro.
Thank you for what you're doing, and it's a pleasure to be here. This is my first book club as well. I started reading ferociously since 2020. And ironically enough, I just finished The Strawman when I met you on Hidden Truth, so the universe is working.
Bro.
So yeah, I would love to read it.
I love your picture with the sharp trim as well, bro. Go ahead, man. I need to go to the barbers now.
One of the major attacks which are mounted against you is to con you out of your money. Much of this is government tax, in quotations, on fuels which are burnt to provide energy. Energy for transport, energy for heating, cooling, lighting, cooking, washing, drying, communications, entertainment. A major effort has been put into attempting to prevent you from finding out the simple fact that we are all surrounded by limitless energy. And more importantly, preventing us from finding out how to tap into and use that energy. Tight control has been kept on educational establishments, publishing and mainstream news services. Patents have been suppressed, inventors harassed, intimidated, and forced into silence by any available means. The reality is that energy can be pulled from the air using an aerial, and Herman Clausen produced systems which provided more than 100 kilowatts of electrical energy and which needed no input whatsoever. There is nothing magic about this, as the energy comes from the ionosphere, which the sun charges up continuously. So
I want
sorry,
to just
folks.
say something real quick. So, brother, great reading, by the way. Beautiful, beautiful. You do know that they've admitted now, people, and this is not me saying it, this is not a myth, that the mainstream media have admitted that they are doing geoengineering in the sky. They've come out with that now. They've said it. They said, yeah, we spent to the tune of 800 million investment into a company called ARIA. I know my good brother Adrian knows about this, and he's got a post on it, where they've invested 800 million to cloud seeding, blocking the sun.
Yeah.
And when we get into it, we're going to go into sinners. When we break down and decode sinners, we're going to bring some of that in there. Sorry to interrupt you, bro. Go ahead.
No problem. From the ionosphere, which the sun charges up continuously. So sorry, folks, no magic, just practical engineering. Energy can be pulled from the ground, as the earth is a vast reservoir of energy. Energy can be taken from gravity by various methods, including just nudging weights sideways as they fall, powering a large wheel which turns a generator. Energy can be drawn from changes in inertia, as just spinning a flywheel which drives a generator allows that generator to power both the flywheel and other items of household equipment.
Can I just ask a quick question? Sorry, brother. Thank you. Who here in YouTube world, in Zoom world, who's got, I mean, brother, we want you to read, sorry. Who's got survival kits? Who's got any of these things? Who has a generator? Who has adequate water in their home? They're talking about water shortages for summer. This summer, they're saying there's going to be a water shortage. How the hell? Who has got torchlights? Who has
Stocking
got
up. Just need to get my
who's
generator.
got battery-powered radio? Huh?
I've got the free energy.
Yeah, all of these things. Who has card games just in case the electricity locks off and your children's mind needs to be preoccupied? Card games, board games.
Yes.
This is why just giving your children tablets to play with all day while you go and chat to your friend on TikTok and Facebook is not good parenting and not good raising of our children. Not parenting. We don't use that word parent because we're not parenting. So we've got to look at ourselves now. Yeah. Who has a garden? Are you using the garden allotments? But yeah, go, brother, carry on. Sister, you want to go ahead, brother? Sister, auntie. Sorry, go ahead, beloved. Brother, we come back in a bit, but auntie was just saying something. Auntie Sekhmet, no? All right, brother.
Greetings.
Oh,
yes,
greetings. Yes.
Hi, greetings. Don't forget to get your walkie-talkies.
Yes.
You know, apply from America and see if you can get a lot in. Our group have a lot in, so at least we could be still in communication. But before we go there, I would just like to implement that as we are going digital, there is copyright depot.
Yes, auntie.
You can copyright your name there. And on UK government site, you can trademark your name. It's £175. In trademarking your name, you give all the relevant department. There's a document that goes with it.
Yes.
That you give all the relevant department who is coming to your home, your trademark name and your copyright name.
Yes.
I have also copyrighted, trademarked my name on the FTC. As soon they go onto my name and they click onto it, the FTC notified me that there's fraudulent activity. Everybody know who is the FTC?
Wow.
The Federal Trading Center. That's where they trade your name. That place to trademark your name there is very expensive, but you can try it here. Trademark your name.
That's right. Go ahead, Auntie. You've just muted yourself. Sorry. Trademark your name, you're saying. This is Auntie Sekhmet. Sorry. Mommy, you've just muted yourself. You're spitting some fire and cooking right there about trading your name.
Sorry about that. My daughter just passed, so I'm trying for everybody not to hear her. Right. So if trademarking a name, it have a document that goes with it, people sell it, it's really, really important. Anybody coming for your car, anybody coming to carry you in court, you give them that. If then they don't do that, you'll then file a paper called identity theft. Identity theft to the RIS.
Theft. Everyone, that's theft. That's Mummy's beautiful Caribbean accent there. Theft.
Well, you know what? I'm in England so long, but trust me, I'm a Trini to the bone.
Yes.
Now, all these things that we are doing, if you decide to don't know who you are, that's a problem. And this is what is happening in America and why Donald Trump trying to send everybody back home. We are going back to the original state.
Yes.
We couldn't do it. They couldn't take a black man to do it. They couldn't take an indigenous man to do it. So they have to take one of their own to do it.
Yes.
We would not have the power, and people don't understand or understand what he is doing or what is being implemented.
Donald Trump.
You got to find out your tribe. You got to find out if he's a Carib or an Arawaks. This is for the Caribbean people. That's the type of tribes we had in the original days. Now, most of us claim for being a Moor. We got to be careful. The Moors came over and met those original people there. That's when our blood mixed. Now, doing your Moors documents, nothing wrong with it, but you still have to go deeper. And that's why for most people who did their Moors paper, I'm muting again, hold on.
Okay. So what Mommy's talking about there is the different tribes. You got Moors, you got Maroon. It's very, I can't wait until I do this breakdown of the Decode of Sinners because there's a lot of it in there as well. You have Taino Indians, excuse me, indigenous people of Jamaica. And by the way, not all, respectfully I say this, not all of the indigenous people of the Americas were quote unquote red-skinned Indian. I want to just say that there were many Black indigenous in the Americas before Columbus.
Thank you.
Don't think America was just what Hollywood portrayed it to be, because that's not true. Because the Cherokee, Blackfoot, the Choctaw, there are many Indian black skin. We can Google some tribes, Indian tribes that are blacker than me in terms of melanin. Yeah. Sorry, go ahead, Mommy.
Just to elaborate, there are 12 tribes. And we're just looking at China. If you look at the original people from China, they were very black.
That's right.
All right. So we go into every nation. The original people were very dark skinned. And from that come out different things. I don't want to go deeper with that because, you know, it may affect some people. However, you got to find out right now who you are. To do that, you need to go to your mother's and you need to do an ancestry check. People said do it with your blood. All our blood is contaminated. We blood mix up with all kind of things. You'll shock to know what your blood have. If you can go and get your find out your mother's mother, that's when it starts.
Right.
That's how you do your indigenous traits. Okay, so I hope this helps.
Yes.
And peace, love, and
peace
light.
and love. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Always dropping science upon us, you know. And brother, are you still with us, sir? I know you're reading and we interrupted, but you know, sorry about that, bro. Are you still with us, sir? There's 20 of us here in the book club, man, in the Zoom space and more in YouTube. And we want to thank you for all of you who are here with us now. Oh, Yinka, my beautiful, beautiful, beautiful sister, Yinka, actress, performer, creative. Are you there? Unmute yourself, Sister Yinks. Come talk to the people then. We was reading a little bit. We want to finish reading actually. So once Yinka comes back, we can.
Hello, testing.
Oh, yes, Yinka, you're there, yeah?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. So I just want to quickly have you on standby real quick to talk about your business, you know, your good work, you know, and just want to, I'm a bit, yeah, I'm kind of having some technicalities on my end today. I don't know what it is. But
no rush. All good. This has been amazing. So thank you so much for hosting us. And I think this space is so important. I think we all need it. Everyone likes to talk, comment on Instagram, but having a community is so important. So thank you.
We need that, exactly.
Appreciate that.
And I'm glad that you're here. So tell us a little bit about yourself. We're going to read the last page, but I guess we'll call this a break and listen to the good work of what you're doing. Tell us a little bit about what you're doing, sis.
Just very quickly. So my name's Yinka Youssef. I'm an actor, model, and presenter. I'm in my 30s now, but when I was 18, all of a sudden I got a patch of psoriasis on my thigh. You can Google it. It begins with P. It's an autoimmune condition. It's to do with the gut. And it was on my thigh, and it spread all over my body, spread all over my face, and I went to the doctors at the time. They didn't know what it was. They were trying to say eczema. And I'll be really quick, but I remember listening. Do you remember Choice FM back in the day?
Yeah,
I think it's called something else now, isn't it?
Yeah.
And there was a black dermatologist, and I remember just writing down a number really quickly. I sound like I'm old now. Went to go and see him in Milton Keynes, and he just explained what I've got. It's called psoriasis, blah, blah, blah. There's no cure. 1 in 5 people have it. It's an autoimmune condition. You've got to live with it. Here's some creams and some shower gels. Cool. Coming from a Nigerian Christian background, my mum was not having that. You know, she had all the aunties, you know, this auntie has this oil, she prayed over it. This one, drink this bitter, this will help you. Tried everything, nothing worked. Paid so much for like acupuncture, Chinese herbal, blah, 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 nothing worked. Cool. My hairdresser, who's from the Caribbean, you know, she was telling me about something called sea moss. I was like, I've never heard of it. I'm African, I don't know about all that. She was like, every month you come and get your hair done. I'm going to give you a jar. And you just eat, you just take 1 tablespoon a day, just 1 tablespoon a day. Every month you get your hair done, come back with my empty jar so I can refill you. And at the time I was a bit hesitant because, you know, when you're sick, everyone's got a cure. So it can be a bit jarring. But yeah, this was 2022 and we did it for 8 months. I was still turning up, still drinking, still smoking, still living life, not eating the best, but I just did the one thing. I ate 1 tablespoon of sea moss a day. And it does, it just reduces the mucus in the body. And mucus, as you know, is the main cause of inflammation, sickness, and disease. It was so dramatic. I don't know if you can show them my before and after video. And the link that I sent you.
I know you sent it to my phone, but I'm on my...
Yes. Oh, okay, I can resend it.
Or if you've got it there,
yes.
you can share screen.
I'll put it in a group, no worries. It was so dramatic. People are coming up to me like, how did you clear your skin? What did you do? Obviously, I'm doing acting and stuff, so, you know.
Yes.
And I was telling them, my hairdresser told me about something called sea moss to take 1 spoon a day. And they were like, okay, cool. They were going on Amazon and just buying it. You know, when you like something, you just quickly go on Amazon. Telling my hairdresser, she was like, you've got a network, use your network, Yinka. Let me teach you the recipe. We can go into business together. And yeah, 2 years later, Moss and Glow was born, and here we are. So it's Moss and Glow sea moss. There's so many different health benefits, including helping with skin, increases energy.
Can you share the screen, beloved? Can you share
yes, yeah, of course. I'll try and find something. Increases.
I'm sharing this, but I don't.
Get Milo's moth off the thing. Get Milo's moss off. It's Moss and Glow.
Moss and Glow, yeah.
Yes, yes. But thank you all so much for hearing me out, guys. I'm going to put the link in the group. And yeah, any questions you have, yeah, please let me know. But remember, the food we're eating doesn't have the same nutrients that it had 10 years ago. So we need to, you know, we have to use supplements and vitamins to get by. God bless you.
So where's Moss and Glow? Where's Moss and Glow?
The pink one. I think I can see.
This one here?
Yeah. And from Ethics, guys, it comes out sometimes. Yeah, the pink one. That's it.
Okay. We better not expose my thing.
Right, let me unmute. Let me talk. But thank you all so much for having me. And yeah, please support me. I make it fresh. It's sourced from St. Lucia. I can come and meet you, or I'm online on eBay and Etsy.
Yeah.
Take care. God bless you.
Come on, Yinka. I love that. And you know what? Yinka, are you Yoruba, by the way? Yinka's gone. All right. Yeah, but you know, This is
Yes, I'm Yoruba. Yeah, it's Oyinkosola. Oyinkosola.
so
It means
this is
honey. It means honey falling into wealth. That's what my name means. I need to stop saying my name's Yinka, but yeah, Oyinkosola.
cool. And this is why Sinners is a brilliant, brilliant breakdown, because the sister who played Annie in this movie, she was doing root work. She's called a hoodoo woman. And the thing she Wumi Mukasa, forgive me on my pronunciation, the actress Wumi Mukasa, she is Yoruba and she practiced Yoruba religion. But the actual character in the movie Sinners did root work. So CMOS, see, I'm dispelling all of this myth about root work and hoodoo being devil worship. This is not. Hoodoo, root work is about natural elements, natural law. All of this ties in. Natural elements, the sun, CMOS, papaya, all of these things are natural. A lot of us as mothers and fathers, we're giving children bongo and junk juice, expecting them to concentrate in school. Are you all right? How are you going to expect your son or your daughter to concentrate in school with high levels of sugar content, giving them Coca-Cola, Ribena, and God knows what else? How can you expect our children to grow into mental fortitude feeding them weak foods? So we got to know what foods to eat and what we should grow, because you can have a good intellectual mind, but the body needs to be strong with it. We need to be working out. We need to be training. So let's just finish off this book, because CMOS, go and get it, by the way. It's the pink one, everyone. Moss and Glow. All right, go ahead. Let's support each other. All right, let's conclude this book now. Brother, you still there? Because you were reading.
Oh, yes, I'm still here.
We had an impromptu commercial break there. Go ahead. That was our good sister Yinka. Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant stuff. Let me make this even more seeable. Oh, okay. Coats, slow down. Let's do it. Thank you, everyone, for staying with us. So we want to finish this book because we're going to move into something else that is going to be great. All the books we read are great. But, brother, it's all yours, sir. All yours.
All right. Let's see. Where were we? So
at the finish line almost. All right. Where are we? We were at the flywheel and other
practical.
items. Yeah.
Yes. So ordinary unmodified petrol generators can provide kilowatts of electrical power by splitting water into its components gases, and then using those to power the generator. Here, the generator both splits the water and powers the additional equipment. It is possible to build a simple motor/generator which produces far more electrical power than is needed to make it run. Robert Adams of New Zealand demonstrated this with quite small models, which had a minimum of 8 times more output power than input power, while more advanced models have outputs hundreds of times greater than the input power. We are told, in bracket, either tongue-in-cheek or based on complete ignorance, that permanent magnets can't do any useful work. Dear Hall has shown that anybody can build a simple rotor drum, which is made to spin using just permanent magnets. We are told that there are no electric-driven transformer. We are told that no electric-driven transformer can output more than is used to drive it. Thane Hines has demonstrated that this is just not true. While by adding a permanent magnet to the transformer, Lawrence Shong has shown that with just a simple iron frame, much more power can be drawn from the output than is needed to operate the frame. The supposed limits taught by educational establishments are based on electric transfer methods in transformers running at low speeds, such as 50 or 60 cycles per second. However, if the transfer is made to be magnetic rather than electrical, the cycle frequency exceeds 20,000 cycles per second, and especially if the voltage is raised to a much higher level than the output power from a simple motionless device. From a simple motionless device can be kilowatts more than the input power. There are many, many ways to provide electrical power where no fuel is burnt and where you do not have to pay for whatever energy you happen to draw from the system. There is no need for you to do any of this, but it is important that you understand that it can be done. And there is actually no need whatsoever for you to be charged for every watt of electrical energy which you choose to use.
Right.
Please download and read the ebook below. It is free, and above all else, please understand fully that this technology has been suppressed for personal gain for more than 100 years now.
So this is the ebook, brothers. So this is the ebook. We'll put it in the chat. People go and check out the book, Free Energy. There's people living off grid, not off the grid. We're living off the grid because we're connected. Off grid. Our good brother Samba, he's living. In Gambia, they got their own water, their own generator. They don't have to pay electricity bills. When I tell them that, they look at me like I'm crazy that we pay electricity bills. We shouldn't have to pay for that which is free. All right. So have we come to the end of the finish line? Yes, we've finished. We have finished, and brother took us to the finish line of the book called Meet Your Strawman. This last page here, this dude, I want to find out who this dude is. We got to start making moves to providing our own food and our own energy. We have to do it. There's no choice. We got to do it before they so-called outlaw it. Okay, who is this dude here? All right, okay. Permanent magnet motor. Shall we have a look at this real quick? Let's have a look. Let's have a look, Jimmy.
Dietmar Hall's permanent magnet motor.
Oh, okay, this is some
If you would like to make a simple motor of this type, then the information provided by Dietmar Hall, passed to me by Jess Ascanius of Denmark, shows you how. He uses 20mm diameter round neodymium magnets 10mm thick.
All right, I'm going to stop that there. That's, I'm sure a few of us can get this, but they're talking about magnets and how you can pull energy, pull electricity. I'm not an engineer. Well, one of my ancestors were, so maybe I am. But this, I'll put this in the chat so you can go and watch this for yourselves. But magnets create electricity and energy. Ooh. This is why, you see, with AI and all that coming out, taking a lot of jobs, teach your children trades, teach them engineering, teach them all those things, carpentry, all those trades that our people used when they came over during the Windrush. Get to that, even though they're making AI machines that can build houses and all that kind of stuff. So that is the completion of the book called Meet Your Strawman. That was the completion. We went through all of that on YouTube. Wow. So we are going to select a new book for next week, Thursday. I'll let everyone know. It's not necessarily going to be on, it could be on debt. It could be on survival kit. There's books and survival kits that we need to read about. And what we're going to do is, rather than read the whole book, we're going to read chapters. The chapters of books that are more relevant for us in this time. Could be dealing with debt, like Debt Time Bomb. There's a book called Debt Time Bomb. There's another book called The ISIS Paper by Francis Chris Wellesley. There's another book called Blacks and Irish, which talks about the indigenous people of this land here, what we call the United Kingdom. And there's so many books. There's Word Magic. We've read that. We might read a couple of chapters from that. But the aim of this is to empower and enlighten us and to motivate us to go and do what we need to do for ourselves, regardless of creed, color, or class, by the way. I want to say that. Yeah? So, everybody, who has got your tickets for Sinners? The decoding. The tickets are literally going for 8:30. Yeah? Get your tickets. This is going to be what they used to call, what Shaggy said, bombastic diagnosis and decoding of the movie Sinners. This movie here is, in my humble judgment, one of the most important films for us right now. See, there's a reason why they call it entertainment. Yeah, entertainment. What is entering inside of you? You see? And then there's a part of the film, Sinners, where the vampire, Remick, comes. And they can't come into the juke joint without an invitation. Now, what we say here at the Power of Consent is that if you're dealing with bailiffs, for example, number one thing, you never invite them in. Obviously, you don't bring them in. And in inviting someone in doesn't necessarily mean opening your physical door, but inviting them in means engaging them, entertaining them. Do not entertain parasites, bailiffs. In fact, it goes deeper than that. Do not entertain parasites of the spiritual realm. People that come and drain your resource, waste your time with silly talk. Oh, have you seen this on TV? That one hasn't got a hairline and that one's broken up with this one. That's all you see is pure foolishness on social media. Yeah, literally, while there's bigger stuff going on around the world globally. But that's all done willfully and deliberately to keep us in a goo-goo gaga stage. So please go ahead and get your tickets for Sinners Decoded Night, which is going to be on the 27th of July. And it's going to be spectacular. It's going to be on a Sunday. And I've done it on a Sunday for a reason. Yeah, I'm doing 2 nights for a reason. Yeah, and the standard tickets are £11 for a reason. Once you get into numerology and you understand numerology and numbers, how the science of numbers work, then you can decode what exactly is going on in this film. And by the way, I'll say this. Religion, this movie is about spirituality versus religion. Spirituality versus religion. We just heard from Yinka saying CMOS, but had, you know, as a remedy. But had she have gone to the GPs, they would have given us some artificial tablets or some pharmaceutically made, constructed medicines that only benefit the big pharma companies. But then when we start going to the earth and getting CMOS, then now you're dealing with root work. Now you're dealing with natural law. You see, people, I used to laugh at tree huggers. Don't laugh at tree huggers. That's healthy. Go and hug a tree. Go and hug a tree. But before you do that, go and purchase your ticket. All right, this is coming up. This is going to be spectacular. There was one other video I wanted to show, but we won't go into that. People are coming in. Okay, the electronic immigration. Okay, that's something else. Yeah, there's that big immigration situation going on in America right now as we speak. And then people are split down the line with it. Okay, and people say, yeah, do your grounding. How many times have we walked barefoot in the park? How many times have you connected with the earth? That is so good for your body. It's so good for your system. A lot of people are suffering with sicknesses and ailments that you don't have to be suffering. And the same tablets that you're given by the doctors are there not to make you better. They're there to keep you in that certain state so you keep going back. So the original shutter, the original drug dealers are the pharmacies on the street corner. Literally keep us addicted. Your body becomes addicted to the medicine that they give. It's called hospital. The word hospital is synonymous with the word hostile. Yeah? Hostile, hospital. In the hospital, you've got places called wards. In prisons, you've got a place called wards. Yes? Boroughs, councils were known as wards. This connects to the movie called Hunger Games, where you have different various districts. That's exactly what they want to do with these 15-minute cities. Yeah, that's exactly what they want to do with pay per mile now, where you may be driving in a certain space now, and then now, because you're driving in an electric car, it automatically shuts off because you're out of your zone. You see, and if you go into a certain zone, your money will be deducted from you. Digital currency, that is. These are the things that are coming. So we need to know what time it is so we can act accordingly. Go ahead and get your tickets, people. Go ahead and get your tickets. Go ahead, get your tickets.